What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Chemical Guy's Detail Garage. First of all, I hope you're all doing well and thanks so much for tuning in. But for today, we're going to be breaking down a common question we get, and that is how to properly detail your vehicle, starting from beginning to finish. So we have this Mercedes in the shop. This car is obviously very filthy. You can see that the car was parked next to a curb where there was landscaping, and then as the vehicle was wet, the cut grass got all over the vehicle, and it's also all over the wheels. But more importantly, you see a lot of brake dust and road grime on there, and that's what we're going to be tackling today. If you want to know how to do the full wash process, stay tuned for our next episode. We're going to go into that, but for today, we're going to focus mainly on the wheels because that is the dirtiest area of the vehicle, and that is obviously where we're going to start with our detailing process. So to begin, we're going to start by rinsing down the wheel, and that's going to help knock down the loose stuff or the heavier stuff. And then we're going to set up our bucket, which we've already got a dirt trap inside of there and some clean water. And then we're going to go over a few brushes that we're going to be using today. So to start off, we've got our Diablo Wheel Gel, which we'll let sit up in the bucket for now, add about an ounce. And this is going to create a foaming action that helps to safely lift off and encapsulate abrasive particles of brake dust or any kind of road grime that's very abrasive that could scratch the wheel. And it's also going to start penetrating the fibers of our green flag tip brush, which we're going to use for the face of the wheel. It's also going to help soften up the red rocket brush that we have in there, which is going to clean the barrel, as well as the all in the details brush and the Nifty brush, which we're going to use for intricate areas, as well as the tire. So now while that's setting up, we're also going to rinse down the wheel as we had mentioned. So as you see, just by rinsing alone is not enough to actually clean the surface. So that's where we're going to come back with our brushes and get into the detailing process. So activate the suds in the bucket. And now I'm going to be using some sticky citrus wheel gel to actually clean the surface of the wheel. And you can spray this on your tires as well as any kind of finished wheel. It includes your chrome, OEM, painted, matte, or gloss. And this helps to lift away any, again, brake dust or road grime or tar or anything that sticks to the surface, including grease, because as you see, this car has an accumulation of all sorts of things here, and we want to safely remove them all. So what I'll do is we'll start with the red rocket brush, which will get a lot of foam on there, and that foaming action helps to, again, lift off anything on the surface, but it's also going to lubricate the brush so we're not scratching. And the design of this brush gets all the way to the back of the barrel of the wheel. This way, as you look through the spokes, you're not going to see a pocket of brake dust or an area you may have missed. But also it's flexible, so you can get behind the spoke or in the harder to reach areas like in between the caliper and the wheel. This is a very cramped area, but luckily the bristles, they'll collapse down so you get in between there without leaving anything behind. But again, you want to work from top to bottom. This way you're not bringing dirt and obviously all this mess into areas you've already hit. We're going to periodically come back to our wash bucket, try and get off as much of the dirt so we don't bring it back to the wheel. Get some more foam, and then just continue the process. And also for stubborn areas, we're going to be using a little bit of the Decon, which is an iron remover. So you can see here there's a lot of caked up areas of brake dust. This will attract itself to any iron deposits, and it helps to lift them off the surface by using a chemical reaction which helps to safely extract from the pores of the surface. And it'll have a slight reaction where it'll turn purple because it's going to mix with the contaminants. You can see it on the rotor there, it turns a little bit of purple because there's more iron on there obviously. But this will again help to get rid of the stubborn staining, which a lot of people have, especially in the crevices where it'll build up and then it'll cause pitting or it'll start deteriorating. But you want to periodically remove that because obviously it can start damaging the finish of your wheel, and that just looks awful. So the Decon is a great way to go to get rid of that stubborn stuff. And you can see we're already getting a lot of the luster back from this wheel. Continue the same process, just gently scrubbing away any of the brake dust or grease. Letting the cleaner do most of the work. You're just here to help agitate it. So now that we've gotten most of the brake dust out of the barrel as well as in between the spokes here, we're going to move on to a more intricate brush. We'll be using the all in the details brush set. We'll start with the largest, just to get the lug nuts and the face of the wheel, like the emblem and stuff like that. Just gently work it back and forth. This is perfect for cleaning your caliper or detailing the intricate areas of your wheel. It's also a great way to clean some of the undercarriage stuff, such as your suspension components or in between your wheel well liners. Cleaning around your valve stems or your wheel weights. And now as a final step for the face of the wheel, we're going to be using the green flag tip brush, which has a very soft bristle. This just cleans away any of the spent product during the cleaner and any areas you may have missed. See, it easily cleans the larger portions of the wheel, such as the face. Takes care of any brake dust, anything that may have been left behind from the other brushes. But already you can see, even without rinsing down the wheel, this is a huge contrast from how it looked earlier. And now as a final step, we need to clean the tire because obviously there's going to be old grease on there and old dressings, so we want to remove that. And I've chosen to use the Nifty brush, which has a mild bristle brush. I'm going to use some orange degreaser, which we've diluted 8:1 in our signature bottle. And this gets rid of any of the old dressings that are giving your tires that brown look, or any kind of dirt that accumulates. You can just see all the buildup already. This is a great way to prep your tire or any kind of surface for any kind of new dressings, because it's harder for any kind of dressings to stick to dirt, because obviously the dirt's not going to stick for very long. So say you put on a new dressing, it's going to come off whenever you wash the vehicle or maybe you drive away, because it's not bonding to the surface, it's bonding to the dirt. So it's important to remove all that before you put your new coatings on. And it also makes it look its best, which is what we're here for. In the same method, you want to work at the highest point and then work your way down so you're not bringing dirt into areas you've already been. Now we'll go and rinse it off to show you that finished product. And just look at that difference, guys. You can see that there's a lot of shine brought back to this. It's not obviously 100% different because over the years of being neglected, you see there's some pitting on the wheel here, which we can't remove without obviously recoating it, and all there's a little bit of curb rash. But this is a huge transformation from how it looked just a little bit ago, and it's all because of using the right products and the right technique. So now we have 3 more wheels to complete, but in the meantime, you guys can check out these products on our website, chemicalguys.com, or at your local detail garage. If you liked today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and drop your comments down below for future videos. We'll see you guys next time.